word.
The final word. We got Big in the building. What's up with it, dog?
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Been some weeks.
Too long, bro. Too long.
Yeah, been a long time. Been a long time.
Yeah, man.
They got the song "Been a Long Time."
Been a long time. Yes, indeed, bro.
You still been going hard in the paint. I see you over there, Boss Cowboy Sports.
Man, I'm finna slow down though. I'm telling everybody.
Oh yeah, I hear you. I don't believe it.
Nah, I already showed you why. We gonna keep that on low.
Yeah. Okay, that's on the low. That's on the low.
Nah, yep. I gotta stop to do that. You feel me?
You're right. Yeah, because that ain't nothing easy.
Ooh, but when it hit,
yeah, that's gonna be Yoga Flame.
Yoga Flame, man. I think I rebuilt that button. Hold on, let me see. Man, my button ain't working.
Oh man, you need to get that back.
It be like that sometime, bro. Hold on, let me try. Wait, hold on. Man, I could have swore I rebuilt that. I didn't. It's all good. Man, I need my Yoga Flame. It's up in here though.
You got to work that back in there. That's plastic.
Man, it's been a lot
Even
going on.
My kids know it.
Oh yeah,
I feel you.
Nah, it's been a lot going on, man. I can't wait till we start talking about this ball. So we heard about Jaire Alexander.
Yeah.
And then we obviously been hearing about Ramsey.
Right.
That got kicked in the nuts a little bit last week. Remember that? Stephen Jones came out and said he plays for Miami. But we gonna talk about it anyway.
Well, hey, I'm gonna keep it real. I talked to Mike Fish and he told me it wasn't popping, so I ain't talking about it no more.
Which one? You talking about what? Which one? Jalen?
Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah. I mean, especially how Steven said he plays for Miami.
Right. I mean, it can pop off, but you got to do some things to make it happen. It's all about, do they want to pay that money? You get what I'm saying? That's what it's always about. So, I mean, even with the Jaire Alexander thing, do they want to pay him the money? But for me, I kind of want to stay away. I know a lot of people are loving Jaire. Go get him. I'm not saying stay away if they got him. I ain't hating, but you miss a lot of games. You're not the guy that you used to be. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be all the way honest and say I haven't checked his film out yet. And with me, it will come down to what he wants, right? How much does he want? Because rumors are saying out there that he feels that he still should be compensated to be a top-rated corner. If that's the case, he's not going to fit in Dallas, right? Because we ain't going to pay him.
Nope. That's what I'm saying.
But if he was willing to come in and say, hey, I'm a free agent, I'm fired, I'll play for a prove it, I'll be interested if his film look good. But I ain't looked at his film yet at all. So I can't really say.
He had a deal that was going to go down with Buffalo, a possible trade, but I heard he really nixed it because he wasn't taking no pay cut. And even with Green Bay, he said he wasn't taking no pay cut.
Right.
So when you are not taking a pay cut, you're not coming to Dallas, right?
You ain't coming to Dallas.
Dallas, you gotta take some pay cuts to come to Dallas.
That's right.
That's not gonna happen with him.
It's not. It's just not gonna happen. It's not even saying if you want them, it's about knowing your team and know how they move,
Right.
And
right.
And see, I need to let y'all know, Stephen Jones. It sounded like Boo Thang. She got there. Boo Thang with you? Did Boo Thang get there?
Yeah. You can hear Boo Thang.
I can hear it, bro. So check this out. Before you head out for a second, I want to play this.
Okay.
I want to play this.
NFL certainly comes into an account, and at the end of the day, we're looking for some credit for that. And the main reason for it is we're gonna spend to the cap year in and year out, and
he said we're gonna spend to the cap. This was April 15, 2025.
Cap. year in and year out. And
he said we go spin to the cap, year in and year out. So now, Big, he no longer doing that. We got to talk about this, and we're gonna talk about a lot today. My boy Big in the house.
Yeah, I just wanna run it up. Kinda check or something. I've been really in the field, let up. Yeah, I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah, kinda check or something. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives. Need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me.
Let's go.
I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it
too legit, boy.
I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Man, my boy said, man, I love the show when Big on. It ain't the same when that dude ain't here, bro. I'm telling you, we need Big being big. It's not the final word unless my dog is big and he being big. You hear me? So let's talk, bro. So I showed that clip where he said he was gonna spin to the cap. And I'm gonna be honest, man. I felt like we missed an opportunity, Big. Klebo came in yesterday. He said the same thing, to where, like Steven said himself, our anger motivates him and gives him energy. That's what he said, right? So we right here at the end. So we right here at the end, Big. And I'm gonna tell you, this is how I feel like Steven is acting. See, you a good man. You with Boo Thing right now. He with Boo Thing. They cruising. So he with Boo Thing. He a good man. You ain't never did nothing wrong. I'm setting it up. You ain't never did nothing. But back in the day, when Big was a player a long time ago, you remember them days where you messed up and you were trying to get her back. And you were doing everything to get her back. And she finally let her guard down. And what happened? I'm talking about the player Big. Not this Big.
Right.
Right. What happened?
People's hearts got broke.
That's right.
That's what happened. People's hearts got broke. You had me thinking one thing and had me doing all this stuff, and then you just dropped me like a sack of potatoes. Hurt my feelings. That's what it feels like. But you know what? I don't take no Stephen Jones. Nothing what he say. You feel me? Like I don't be listening to him. Like he be talking, and I just be like, we'll see. You know?
Yeah, we'll see.
The proof is in the pudding. You know what I mean? You can't. That man just be talking, just like Jerry. So I don't really just be paying no attention to him. He say what he say. He gonna do what he gonna do. There's still time. You still ain't signed Michael Parsons yet. So you know what? If you ain't signed him yet, what we really talking about?
Right. Well, I'll say this, man. When we dealing with going back to Jaire Alexander and Ramsey, like I said, it'll come down to the price in the film, and I take a look. Cause then let me ask you a question, man. We might have already talked about this before. But do we really, really, really need corner like that? Cause the more I think about it, Big, I say no. especially when you add Izzy.
Okay, here's what I got to say to that. I'm on the Gilly train still. I just did a
Okay.
video today.
Okay.
I'm cool. I'm
Okay.
cool with going back to Gilly because see, this is what I'm
Ooh.
gonna say. He played with the Minnesota Vikings last year. I think he started 15 games. He didn't have a bad season at 34. I know he's 34, and that's the only hangup that when we look at Gilly is the age. But he was the starter with Minnesota. He played 15 games and he was very effective. And if you listen to all around a lot of people around the league, they're still saying he's a starting corner even with his age. And let's not say like Gilly's not savvy. He's a savvy corner. He knows he don't have that speed like that, but he knows how to play the game. So he knows the other things the veterans need to do to continue to flourish. That's why he went to Minnesota and had a good year because he's a proven veteran. Now I see when Jaire Alexander got released, everybody want to jump on there, but I don't care, man. You missed 20 games in 2 years. Gilly played 15 games last year. Okay. And Gilly's been with us. He knows the program. He knows the inside. He knows the expectation. And guess what else? He's a true professional. Isn't that what Schottenheimer wants? Isn't Schottenheimer want those guys, those veterans to kind of lean and help those younger guys and be a true veteran, a true leader about relationships? And you ain't going to tell me Shotty and Stephen Gilmore won't get along. They won't see eye to eye. And I think Gilmore will be the type of guy to be like, I got you, coach, and usher it down. I would love to get a Ramsey. But like I said, Mike Fisher said, that ain't happening. I ain't talking about that. And then Jaire Alexander, he don't want to take no pay cuts. Gilly, he gonna be cheap with the Jones's love. He already visited the building. And just like you just said, boss, Izzy's gonna finally get some playing time. I think they played him on purpose, if you ask me. I feel like they intentionally didn't play him so he wouldn't have a market, so they can go ahead and come back and re-sign him. Like, let's keep him on the bench, and that way, don't nobody talk to him in free agency, and we can just bring him right back. That's what I think they did to him. So he's going to get a real opportunity now, and I believe with Schottenheimer and this staff, he's going to get a real opportunity, whereas he didn't get with those other guys. So you got an Izzy, who's probably going to play now. You know what? I've been watching a lot of this Jaire Elam, man, and I've been looking at a lot of things, man, reading a lot about him. And quite a few people are saying he wasn't the scheme fit in Buffalo. It wasn't that he was a bust. He wasn't scheme fit. He's more of a press type corner. And they like, once he gets in the right type of system, he's going to flourish. And when you look at him, when he got drafted, he had his own questions to the Buffalo Bills. He came in prepped and ready. And one thing he said is, I study, I go hard. So it wasn't because of that. They said he just wasn't really getting along with that defensive back coach. And even they said, maybe a fresh start will do you good. So I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, let's see what Elam got. They've already been saying, good things about him. I can't give a guy a bust after a couple of years at the cornerback position. And you've seen some stuff in him. It's not like you ain't seen nothing in him. You've seen some stuff. So if we're going to say we need a cornerback, I understand because of the injuries. You got Ravel hurt, Diggs hurt, you got Butler hurt. But when I look at the guys that you have, add a Gilmore, you still got Bland. I don't feel terrible, and I don't think you got to go out there when we know we need to get a one tech more than anything else right now. You need to get that more than anything else. And I think you can slide with a Gilmore and still bring these young pups along.
See, I ain't got my buttons perfect, but I figured out how to get. No, listen, man, listen. I figured out how to get a few of them to work. So, first of all, no, that what. No, that wasn't the one.
He gave me the 4,
hey, let's get it,
he
bro.
gave me the 4.
That wasn't the right one, bro. I was trying. It said perfect, but it say perfect fart. Oh, my bad. I ain't read it through
Lord.
right. Hold on. Hold on. You saw I was trying to hit you with that perfect though. Hold on, bro. Wait, because you came in hot. I'm over here really looking for the buttons, bro. Because I found them, but I ain't got them. Fuck. Hold on. Oh yeah, I found it.
That's all right.
No, I found it. I had to find it. Here it is.
Did you find it?
Perfect. Yes, sir. Boy, you came in
there
hot
it
on
is.
that. Goddamn. See, now I feel you on Izzy, and my boy DP came in hot on that yesterday too, and he made a real good point. My boy DP Johnson. I know you know DP. So DP
Yep,
came in and he was like, we remember the days where they was messing with Jordan Lewis over height and fit and bush and you know, all these crybaby ass, you know, we look and see. I heard a dude on Twitter. I blocked this dude the other day. He getting on my nerve, but he was like, but anyway, people were trying to say because of Jordan Lewis' height that he couldn't make plays, and he had some of the longest arms on the squad. And I was just trying to explain to people: do you make plays with your head like a soccer ball, or do you make plays with your hands? You like your hands? I'm like, yeah. So why was we worried about height? My point is this: when you finally gave Jordan Lewis a chance, this is what DP said, and just got off of the height and the bull crap, he balled out. Why can't there be Izzy?
Exactly.
So
and Izzy is versatile.
Yeah,
no,
and
he can play
versatile.
Inside, he can play outside, and he can play safety.
Right. And so, and we looking for a bridge until the cavalry come in. We not looking like we just need a bridge. We need somebody that can get us to the bridge of Trayvon Diggs and give us to the bridge of Revel. That's what we asking for. So I love your idea on Gilmore. I love it. I love it because I think he would be okay with being a bridge too.
He definitely would be okay with, I think, being a bridge because he's not a dumb person. I didn't want to say it like that, but he's very cognizant. He's very understanding of what is around him. He understands he's 34. He understands he don't have that much time. And when I just look at Gilmore, he just looks like a mentor to me. He doesn't look like he's just a player that's out for himself. He looks like he's a mentor for the team. He looks like he's a leader for the team. And I think that's one of the reasons why they got him the first time. I wish they would have re-signed him. I wish they would have never let him walk. You feel me? I wish they would have brought him back. But now you have the opportunity to do that. And like you said, this is the bridge. And he's got to know he's the bridge. He's got to know I'm not going to be here another 2 or 3 years. He's got to know his career is winding down. And he's got to know I can be the bridge and you can still be a part of something great. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like you don't come to the Dallas Cowboys facility and be talking to the Joneses, but not having something there. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Not having something where, okay, you know what? We'll let you chill. And when we get closer to camp, let's holler at you. And I feel like that's what's going on with those two. And if he doesn't get picked up by anybody else, I see the Cowboys signing him. I think he's going to be their guy. That's a fallback guy, the hip pocket. Let's see what we have in camp. Let's see how we look in camp. Let's go ahead and add him and then move from there. And I think, remember when we talked about with the running back and even with the defensive tackle, I think they're still going to look for cuts. And if anybody drops off there and they feel like they can afford that and pay for that, they'll do that. But I just really don't think when we talked about Jalen Ramsey, Jaire Alexander, they're asking for money. They're not little dollar guys. And they don't want to be paid little dollar guys. You get what I'm saying? And that's not the Cowboys' way. Cowboys don't spend that type of money on free agents. You said it time and time again. They don't mess with the bastards. They don't give them the first dibs of anything.
Nope.
You're getting the last dibs. It's always in-house first before y'all. So if that's the case, why in the hell are they going to be paying Jalen Ramsey, 20 million, 22 million, or 18 million to Jaire? I don't see it.
You want answers?
Boy, coming in hot, boy. Shit, you need to take more breaks. I like being coming off breaks.
Up in this mess,
man, that boy fresh. Damn, boy, that boy coming in. Hey, you cooking
Ready.
though. You cooking. In terms of Elam though, so I looked at 12 games on Elam. So and I did it immediately. As soon as I heard the name.
And I trust your eyes on this.
He lost a step. He did. But and I immediately did a show on it. And I said he lost a step, but he can get it back. He would need to go work with a track coach. This is the thing that I'm impressed with Elam. He did. He did. He literally worked out with a track. And see, me and you know, that ain't normal, bro.
Nope.
He was working on a specific area he needed to get back. And he sounded like he did it. Because, see, this is what Brian Schottenheimer said last week and this week. He said he been counting them numbers And he said Elam been coming out with the highest. Hold on, bro. He said Elam been coming out with them highest GPS numbers. So to your point you was making on corner, it goes back to my original question. Are we panicking? If you count Elam as a restored talent, Izzy as a hidden talent, I think we could be. But I still would like Gilly though, to your point.
I want to still add Gilly. Regardless of them two, I still want to add that other vet. I think we need to sign him. He's going to be reasonable. He's not going to cost a lot of money. Dallas got the money to afford him. They need to go ahead and just bring him back in, get him back with the crew, get him acclimated with the system and, move forward. And that way you can let Elam continue to grow and you can let, what was the other guy's name we just talking about?
We said Elam and then we said
Izzy.
Izzy. Yeah.
So let them kind of slow cook. You feel me? Get that veteran out there and let them kind of slow cook. But like I said about Elam, man, a lot of people was dogging him. But like I said, me, boss, I like to go back in high schools and all that. I like to go back in history and check coaches and people and what they saying about them. I like to dig all that because I don't want to just hear some fans dogging him saying, he was a bust. Now let me go back a little further and dig. And when I just really looked at him, man, he's a guy that really takes his craft serious. Like he's a guy that really he preps.
Yep.
He studies.
Yeah.
He's a hard worker.
Yeah.
Things maybe not work that way, but it's not because he didn't try. It's not like he wasn't putting forth effort. It's not like he wasn't putting work in the lab. And there's quite a few people saying, man, he got some talent, but maybe it's just not right. The fit might not be the fit. And that's what I'm gonna kind of lean on with Buffalo. A lot of people are saying that wasn't the right fit for him. And he even said, hey, I got a fresh new start. I'm excited. Let's see. So let's give this guy a chance. I know, those first couple of years at Buffalo, but I'm kind of feeling good about him for some reason. Probably because the energy from this staff, the staff that they're really, I think they're really grasping onto relationship, talking, becoming better. And I think that's going to help guys like Elam and Izzy. I really do.
Let me see if I can find this clip, bro. I should have been looking for it as you was talking. I think I got it right here. Give me 1 second, bro. Man, I got it, man. I'm good like that, bro. All right, here we go.
That's why you met me.
Nick Harris, former Star Telegram. I want to ask about a couple of guys we've seen had good days. Miles Sanders on Thursday and Jaire Elam over the last couple of weeks. Both of those new additions. What have you seen from those guys in their respective?
So I'll start with Jaire. Obviously Florida Gator. First.
Say, man, when somebody make listen, hey, this is how you want somebody to look when they think about you, big. This is what you want. That's what you want right there, bro. You hear me?
He said,
When somebody think about you, that's the look you want, bro.
Florida Gator.
Look at this. Yeah.
Libra gang. Libra gang.
Hey, let's go.
First round draft pick. Sometimes it's just there's issues with fit. There's issues with different things, but the talent jumps off the film.
Yep.
You gonna stop that?
Keep track of our.
Why don't you rewind that part?
Oh yeah, I got you because you said that twice.
Issues with fit. There's issues with different things, but the talent jumps off the film. We keep track of our players' speeds. Each week to see who's hitting top speeds. And like I said, the one thing I'm most proud about is the way our guys run. Pre-snap, but more post-snap, the way they run and cover. And
I like that, big. I like that.
He's been consistently at the top of the skill guys.
See.
On defense with his top speeds. I think he's really taking to the system, the coaching from DA and Andre. So I think he's in a really good spot. He's playing with a lot of confidence. But again, it's
OTA.
I guess we're June now. So yeah, we're June, but we're still in OTA football, and we're still limited with what we can do. And the defense does not have equal right to the football. That's the rule. And so therefore DBs have to pull off. But from a confidence standpoint, he's doing great.
Yeah, big. It was everything you were saying, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I love what
Did you know about
Shotty
that
was
clip?
saying.
Did you know about that clip?
No, I promise you, on God, I did not know about that clip at all. I watch Schottenheimer here and there.
That's dope.
Here and there. I don't watch all of his press conference, but like I said, I'd like to go back. Whenever Dallas brings a guy from the outside, boss, I always go to their page. I go to what they say. What are those insiders saying? What are those people saying? Not what Dallas Cowboys people are saying. Y'all ain't got this player. Let me go back to the team he played for and see what those people are saying. And that's why I heard a lot of noise was this might not have been the right fit for him. And it's not like he's a bad player. It's not a good scheme fit for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he, like we just said, he said, I really love this energy. And people said he's a guy that's a hard worker. He studies. You see, he's already taken to the coaching. He's already taking to the defensive backs. And he has the enthusiasm. And they're probably instilling confidence in him because they're showing, hey, you got a whole new slate here. This ain't Buffalo. You're starting over in here. So we're starting from square one. That probably giving him confidence. You feel what I'm saying? Because he probably had some things out over on Buffalo that wasn't working in his favor. And he even said he got down on himself. He was frustrated, those type of things. We all seen it before, boss. Sometimes you need a fresh air and a clean slate and go somewhere else and you'll turn up. We saw with Amari Cooper. He was with Oakland and it was like he was doing all right, but he came over to Dallas, went crazy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just need to get somewhere else. And I think Pickett's going to do the same damn thing. You didn't have no kind of quarterback over there. Now you come over here in Dallas.
You talking about Pickens now. I got you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you was over there. You ain't really had no stability at quarterback. Now you over here. You got stability, clean slate. I think your game's going to go up a little bit higher.
Yeah. All right. So check this out, man. My boy Terry Turner say DT isn't the only problem on our run defense. See, I'm doing a show tomorrow on that because I know it's a lot of information out there on DT.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell y'all, I'm not going to let people get off focus. I'm not going to let that happen, bro. See, because people trying to get off focus, Brian Broaddus did a video and where he was saying that 60% of the attacks is on the edges. This is the problem that a lot of people
don't do that.
Mama, I'm gonna keep it real all times.
I know you are. I know you are.
So this is the problem that people don't understand. The edges is not just defensive end. The edges is
let me
corner.
do this, dog.
Yeah, come back.
You hold it down because I'm gonna come back in.
Yeah,
you hold it down. I'll be back in like about 10 minutes.
Perfect. I got it. I'm gonna hold it down.
All right.
So check this.
All right, hold it down. I'll be back.
So the edges is not just defensive end or outside linebacker. Okay? It's not. So the edges is also cornerback. So I was breaking this down live during the season on what was breaking down the run game. Originally, and I can show y'all me saying this during the season when I was breaking down after the games what hurt us, right? And the first thing I said in the first 3 games, what broke us down was teams was attacking the corners on the edges. And they was attacking the one ticks. They was attacking both. And I got the film. Hold on, let me pull up the film. Y'all gonna have to see, cause listen, bro, I ain't that dude that's gonna sit up here and make opinions and shit like that and not show it. So hold on real quick, let me show you. Now I'm gonna have to pull this out. I didn't expect to do this, but I'm gonna have to find this on the fly. Y'all give me 1 second to find this, cause I got the breakdowns of what was happening on the run fits. I have the film breakdown. Hold on real quick. So, see, people trying to get that one tech off the hook and focus on other areas. Why y'all focusing on one tech? Because, they was also attacking the edges. It's like, nah, that logic ain't gonna fly with me. It's like, nah, because guess what? When you losing on the edges, that's discipline. If you losing at the one tech, that's talent. That's the difference. So on the edges, if you're not holding containment on the cornerback, that's because you letting them outside. You got to hold your containment. You got to turn everything inside to help stop the run as a corner. Same principle applies for outside linebackers or defensive ends. Yeah, hold on. Y'all give me a second. Y'all give me a second. Because now I got to go find my film session. Y'all give me 1 second. I didn't expect to do this. But I got to do this, man. And I'm going to go heavy into this tomorrow, too. But I might just wait till tomorrow. Because now I got to find it. But y'all give me a second. I'm going to see if I can find it fast. Because I'm going to show y'all the film on this. Because matter of fact, me and Coach Maul made a bet on this. And I pulled out the tape. Hold on real quick. And yeah, he owed me $50 now that I just thought about it. Yeah, he owed me $50. I just thought about that. Yeah, he got to pay me that. Hold on real quick. Let me see. So, slept on the New Orleans. Hold on real quick. Y'all give me 1 second. So, I got the New Orleans touchdowns. Nah, that ain't it. Y'all give me 1 second. Because, see, I broke down this per game. Rebound versus the Ravens. Hold on. All right. So since we talking about DPs, and I didn't expect to do this. Ooh, see. See, this your boy Boss. I don't play about this, bro. Man, this Boss. This Boss Cowboy, man. I don't just be talking, bro. All right, so let's go. So we saying DT wasn't the problem, right? What was Zimmer saying during that time? Let's listen.
John Schottenheimer with the Athletic. Look at defensive tackle position. Really hasn't been a big strength around here for a while. What gives you the confidence that you do have the right guys?
So, wait. This is during the season. What do they focus on when the bullets flying? Let me ask y'all a question. What did they focus on when the bullets was flying? Huh? What was coming out live under attack? Was we hearing edges? No.
Let's get the job done.
Yeah, it will be. I mean, I've done this for 28 years in this.
So he was talking about what was going to get corrected.
League. I've seen a lot of defensive tackles.
Oh, he's seen a lot of what? Cornerbacks. He's seen a lot of what? He's seen a lot of Michael Parsons. No.
As long as they continue to do what we're asking them to do, they'll have success. They may not be the greatest pass rushers, but we've got other people to do that. But it's like the game last night. We didn't allow us to rush the passer because they didn't give us opportunities because we didn't get the run stop. So I just obviously have to make a better effort of it. I got to get more detailed in the things that I'm telling them. I got to make sure that we're working those specific details every single day, which we will.
And he was talking about when the bullets was flying during the season. Defensive tackle. Not the edges. This is when the bullets was flying, y'all. This is when the bullets was flying. So now after the fact, people done forgot. Listen.
So based on what you're saying, the time you spent around this team and watching them practice and their approach, yesterday was an aberration from what you had seen up to this point?
I would say so.
And he talking about the aberration. He was saying how the Saints ran the ball on us. They were saying, was that an aberration? See, when I give my opinion, So right there, yeah, they'll attack the edge right there. You can see it, but Michael Parsons came up and made that tackle. So I got every run play on her, and I showed it. Not just theory, not stats. I'm showing. And so right here, I showed who they're attacking on the edge right there. Are they attacking the defensive end, or are they attacking the corners? See, I already did this, bro. I've already done the work on this. That's why the film is ready to go. Who are they attacking right here? They are attacking Diggs. And that's what you're going to see. You're going to see them attacking both. And this is every run play, bruh, of the Saints. And I already did this work. So I'm going to just let it play just for a second. And then I'm going to show y'all some more. And need to look who's getting pushed. Look at the push right there, damn it. Don't be coming to me saying we don't need no damn one tech. And if you ain't, look at this push. Just look in the middle. Look in the middle. Don't come to me about no, we don't need no fucking one tech. Just look in the middle. That's attacking the corners, y'all. Because I already showed this. See, this right here, this is where Carson lost containment. See, people, when they hear edge, they think, oh, that's the defensive end. Look who they're attacking right here. Not this play, the next play. And see, let me tell you something. Carson shouldn't be nowhere close inside, even on this play. He shouldn't even be close to inside. Corners are the last containment on the outside. So look at 21 at the bottom. Who they attacking? That's edge too, y'all. See, a lot of people, when they hear edge, they thinking defensive ends was the problem. No, bro. They was attacking the corners. And I've already done this work. So I could tell you what they was doing. The Saints especially went at the corners. And they went at the A-gap. I looked at literally every run play, and I clipped out every run play, brother. So hold on, man. I'm going to come back to this. Because I'm going to show y'all some more stuff. I ain't finished. Because this is, I'm going to just tell you what frustrates me. I'm the one that actually showed my work. But then people will run around and say, such and such had an opinion. Boss, what's your thoughts? Just go back to the film that I showed on this. The film. I don't care about opinions. Let's go look at the film. Yeah. Hold on real quick. Hold on. Let me see. So this is also from last year too. I ain't mean to get off subject, but I just keep seeing so many of us. It's like we keep falling for, it's a lot of information being put out there, but I need people to show their work. So while the live bullets was flying, what was being discussed? What was going around that time? Y'all remember this from the look at Phillips. Y'all remember this? Y'all remember this? Now they look. So, and then a lot of people, they made the mistake of jumping on Phillips, and I was showing everybody with Phillips was go take plays off every now and then. I was gonna say that. Look, I don't also want to oversell Phillips too. Sometime this April 15, 2024, y'all. And I was saying early, I don't want to oversell it. And I was saying that from the film. This is before he got blown off the ball that one time with the Saints. Look, Phillips is not the run stopper Hankins is and was. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. What did I just say, y'all, from the film? What did I just say? Now, this is me talking. This is my voice on this. I don't also want to oversell Phillips too. Sometimes Phillips is not the run stopper Hankins is and was. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. If y'all expecting that, he is not that from the film. I'm just being all the way honest with you. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's also some plays where I saw him destroyed, and in ways I've never ever seen Hankins destroyed. Now, was I telling the truth or was I lying? Let me show you one. So I'm gonna go to play. Give me a second. So I've been I just been looking at the film and just watch Phillips right here in the middle. Like he get KO'd. KO. I've never in my life, seen Hankins done like this. So it didn't happen often, but I'm just letting you know that every now and then Phillips does lose. I didn't see him lose a lot, but I'm just letting you know. Just because he 341 don't mean that he was what Jonathan Hankins was. So but he is definitely a way better pass that he'll get after the quarterback way better. So anyway, man, so I wanted to get hold on, y'all. Let me go back to this and then I'm gonna finish, especially when Big come back. Cause it's starting to frustrate me that we starting to take our eyes off of DT. We taking our eyes off of it. And a lot of people misunderstanding me too. They keep thinking, and look, I have all the running plays from the Ravens. Cause this is when we was at our worst. So see, cause I'm trying to show y'all I can't pull this type of work up unless I've already done the work, y'all. You can't. So this is a play where they say our edges was being attacked. Who they attacking it with though? Man, that's what, listen, y'all. So if you turn on the film, bro, and if you just look at a chart and they say we was getting attacked on the edges, you gotta also look at who and how we was being attacked. So in the game versus the Ravens, of course, Lamar was going to attack the edges on RPOs. Of course. This is a particular play that this was running. On this particular, they ran on that one. But hold on, let me pull it up though, because I'm gonna also show. See, they attacking the edges again with Lamar. And that was on Diggs. He didn't keep containment. You never supposed to let them outside you like that. You never supposed to get blocked like that as a corner. You always supposed to take him on with your left inside shoulder and keep that right arm free so you can cut him back up inside. So yes, I do know that one tech is not the only problem, but I'm gonna also tell you this because I watched this and kept up with this all season. All of this shit got corrected by Zimmer. The containment issues got corrected. It was hardly any run problems at the end of the season at all. The containment issues got fixed. The one tech was playing better. Mozzie and Linval Joseph. Your 3 tech was going crazy. So I'm saying Boss is the one you can trust. Boss Boss is the one that did the work. Boss is the one that shows the work, not just his opinion. Hold on, let me show you. And I'm gonna go over this heavy tomorrow. I'm kind of waiting on Big. All right. And I even labeled this one, corners must keep containment. This video is labeled. Look at this. This is labeled corners have. So I did this back in September about our run game. And I'm showing what broke down with the Ravens. Corners was the edge problems, not the defensive ends. I'm showing work. Yeah, I showed it over and over. That was on Diggs. Some of this is going to be on Carson. This is on Diggs again. He let him outside. That's a never supposed to happen. The corners and the biggest runs came up the middle. The biggest runs came up the middle. Now, y'all go tell me, boss, we don't need to have rotation. See, Mozzie not in on this one. Linville is in there, right? So what people got to understand is it's going to be a rotation with Mozzie. And when that rotation happened, is that guy behind Mozzie ready for this? Or is he getting pushed off like what just happened right there? And it's an 8-yard gain. So we gonna look right here at Mozzie and tell me where Henry is running off. Huh? Y'all tell me what you see. What did this big ass run come from? Two things happened on that. Donovan Wilson looked like he went to the wrong gap, and Mozzie got pushed off the ball. Two things. But Mozzie got super pushed off the ball on that one and turned. And it happens again. But people gonna literally tell me, boss, we don't need no one text, boss. We don't need. Look at this one. Watch this. Look at this. Look at that. Where did this touchdown come from? Boss just making up shit. Boss just be look how they did Mozzie on that inside. And where did this big ass touchdown run come from? Did it come off the edge? Man, don't play with me, man. So, and Brian Broaddus wasn't saying we didn't have a problem. A lot of people just running with what he said. He said, no, we shouldn't be just focusing on that. That's true. But this is the other side to it. All of the stuff I'm showing you, every bit of this was corrected. Every bit of this. We didn't have no problems with the run game from week 5 to week 17. So anyway, let me get back to this real quick. I didn't mean to get off on that, but I need us to be on point when we talking about this DT, brother. I need us to be all the way on point, because boss ain't just crying and making up, yelling at the sky and shit. No, I ain't doing that. This is based on research. This is based on watching this stuff close. This is about breaking down every run play after every game. See, this is the type of work I was doing during the season. So when we was getting ran on, I was saying, this is why, this is why, this is why. This ain't no aftermath content. This ain't no, let me just make up something for the off season. No. So all I'm telling y'all is this. We struggled early in the season at the one tech position. They corrected it around week 5. I'm telling you. Okay. But I'm telling you this too, and I'm certain, and I'm right on this. We are not in a better position this year in the trenches. We're not. We're in a worse position than last year. I'm gonna go over this tomorrow. But so let me get to this though. going back because I'm big back. You came right on time, boy, because I was going crazy.
Right on time,
man. I was going crazy, man. These boys playing with me on that DT. No, don't play with me, bro.
I was watching that film. You know how you break down that film so damn good,
man. And this is work I already did, and then people got the nerve to be like, "Woo, boss, man. Does boss know what he's talking about, bro? Don't play with me, bro.
No, Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yes. So anyway, I'm glad you came, boy. Your timing perfect. All right, so I want to play this real quick. Cause see, one thing you said before you left, we was talking about I learned this from you, the body language of Schotty when he like you. Right? I learned that from you, right? You the one that really opened my eyes open to that, and I've been watching for it. So this is the thing. I'm gonna play these two clips, and we gonna talk about it. How he talked about Sanborn and how he talked about Donovan. Watch this.
Joe.
Joe White, DL Sports. One of the things we talked about last year with Eric Hendricks was that he could teach Mike Zimmer's system because he knew it so well. Obviously, you guys brought in Jack Sanborn, who has experience with Matt Eberflus. Just curious, does Matt Eberflus' system, do you think it needed kind of a translator or a guy who had that firsthand experience with it? And what else have you seen from Sanborn since he's got here?
Work ethic jumps off the tape. The communication I was talking to, he has the advantage because he's been in the system. But
you see how he said he had the advantage? Big, you right.
I seen this clip.
Man, you right. He give it away, bro. When he don't like you, he said, he had the advantage.
He has the advantage because he's been.
Yeah, it's that he give it away, bro. I could play poker against him.
The communication I was talking to, he has the advantage because he's been in the system. But again, I think Flus's system is so flexible, and again, we're going to always be multiple. Everything we do is going to be multiple on all three phases of the game, and that doesn't mean that you necessarily have to run 1,000 different coverages or run 1,000 different plays, but you're going to dress it up and do things like that. But Jack's been incredible. The command, also him, I would say, leaning into a couple of the younger backers, Barron and Shamar. That doesn't have to happen, but he's happy to help, which is great. Again, speaks to the fact that, he's a competitor. He wants to win the starting job, but he's also willing to, lean into those guys and answer questions and be a sounding board, and that's what we want. I mean, you can be a veteran that wants to compete to be a starter, but still help some of the younger guys. There's not a right way or wrong way to do it, and Jack's a very selfless player that we're excited to have.
So that's him on Jack Sanborn last week. This is him on Donovan this week.
Clarence.
Donovan as a Rocker is not yet signed. A lot of second round picks haven't signed. Is he missing anything? Will he do anything on the field because of that?
Ask it again, please. Sorry. I was literally going to make fun of you for your phone going off, and I lost the question. I really was. I did apologize because that is a fine. It's mandatory minicamp, right? So fines are real.
He's snitching on him.
I think you asked me about Donovan. No, he.
He's snitching on him. Hey man, he said that is a fine.
Fines are real. Fines are real.
Hey, he said that is a fine, but hey, man, I like Schotty, bro. I swear I like Schotty, bro. That boy said it is a fine, right?
He can joke with you and still be serious.
Yeah, like bro, your phone ain't supposed to go off, man. Keep that together.
He's doing great. He's doing really great.
Whoa, big, big. It's a big difference between how he talked about Sanborn. Listen.
Yeah.
I think you asked me about Donovan. No, he's doing great. He's doing really great. And again, it's the business side of it's going to get done, but you can't watch the guy and not get excited just watching him do the things that we're doing out there on the grass, the things that we saw coming out of Boston College, and then the work ethic is elite.
Elite, big.
Elite. Yeah.
Big. Talk
Libra
to me.
gang.
Libra gang. Talk to me, big. Talk to me.
Well,
wait.
I think. See, I'm gonna go off in two. So first, with Sanborn, I don't. show it like this. When he was talking about Sanborn, he liked Sanborn, but it was more of a business approach. Sanborn's a business approach. I like his work ethic. That's what we love. He already came over here from Eberflus. We love that. And what do I love about him? That he's leaning and helping the young people.
Yeah.
He's showing the leadership that we want. I told you, I already compared Sanborn to a poor man Sean Lee just by the anticipation, the instincts, because is not supreme athlete. But man, when you see his instincts and the way they jump off, and you listen to all them people over in Chicago, they mad they lost him. They are pissed they lost him because he was he played with Tremaine Edmonds and he played with Roquan Smith and was still turning up. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think when he looked at Sanborn as, you know what? Sanborn is a pro. And that's what we want here. He's executing what we want. He's helping the young people what we want. But I don't think he's looking at Sanborn like, oh, he is the ultimate guy that's going to be the difference maker. No, he's the guy that we want because leadership tip, he's teaching these young people. He's solid. He's the work ethic that we want to show. He's the leader we want him to show to the young people. That's what he feels about Sanborn. He likes him, but I like him for what he's doing. When he goes to Donovan.
Hey, hold on. Donovan and Elam. Both of them got that extra energy. You know? He set up when he talked to Elam.
Donovan got super energy.
He got super duper energy.
He got super. They're going to do a lot of things with him. That just tells me.
That's what that told me too.
That's what told me. They are kid in the candy store with him.
That's what I said.
The biggest thing at the end is when he said that work ethic is fantastic.
He said elite.
Elite.
Hold on, let me play it again,
elite.
Bro. Let me play it again, bro. One more time, because see, this stood out to me. He said really, 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 really. He said it like 10 times.
He said really, really.
Is not yet signed.
Watch how many times he said really.
Signed. Is he missing anything? Will he do anything on the field because of that?
Ask it again, please. Sorry. I was literally going to make fun of you for your phone going off, and I lost the question. I really was.
Shotty a nut, man.
That is a fine. It's mandatory minicamp, right? So fines are real. I think you asked me about Donovan. No, Donovan.
Boy, say y'all better peep Brian. Boy, Brian got some sauce to him. He got that secret sauce to him, bro. You better watch him. I see him.
No, he's doing great. He's doing really great.
Damn. So my boy say,
like him.
Man, when your head coach or offensive head coach is like that, bro, you finna play.
Oh, I did a video on him, boss, and
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I did a video on Donovan, and you remember the Joe Boss, and when they drafted him, I was like, oh man, and remember y'all got on me like, big what? He good. I'm like, I know, but I wanted this, and I told you, I watched it, and I said, oh, you got yourself for that one. Because this man is a dog.
Yeah.
His two belt is crazy.
Yeah.
And he's doing things that one thing, I wasn't no D-Law fan, but he had a few really good moves that were very hard to beat. And that chop, when he chops your arm and locks it and gets past you, that was one of his go-to moves. I seen Donovan doing that in college.
Yes.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yep.
Donovan's doing that in college, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows the moves. Work ethic. I just feel like, you know what? We got a steal right here. That's what I felt when I see Shotty. We have a steal right here. This man is going to be a dog. And we got Micah Parsons. Oh, he gushing. Gushing.
Yeah, he gushing, bro.
We about to pressure on y'all.
Yeah, bro.
Heroes is geek because he got toys. He got real toys. And you got Sam Williams, bro. You still got Sam Williams in the cut that you can, man. And that edge, when Brian brought us talking about our edges, we need to get that middle together because our edge is going to be okay.
That's what I said, man. I ain't mean to fuss. You just got me in my passions, bro. Man.
Dog, come on, our edge is going to be okay. We got Dante. We got Micah. You got Sam. You got Marsh. I don't know what's going to happen with the Peyton I don't know. Our edges are plenty. You show up that middle, and then I feel real good about this damn defense.
See, Big. See, that's why I love doing content with you, bro. Cause see, Big is a defensive YouTuber. Oh, I love defensive YouTubers. You guys are my favorites. Now listen, man. This is what I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for us to be the top 3 deep. That's what I'm fighting for. And Big, I think we can do it.
We can definitely do it. What's
OC
that noise in the background?
That's the OC, man. He's sitting in the.
I was about to say,
he's sitting in the dark like he'll creep. Like
Man,
he'll
what's
creep.
up? I'm gonna cut my camera off. What's up, big dog? I'm gonna cut my camera off just because it's like dark in my car and stuff. So
you can't turn on your light, man. You have to look like a creepo, a weirdo.
I'm
That's all right. Let him be a creep.
Man, go ahead, man. We'll rock the creep look. Rock the creep look, bro.
Rock the creep look tonight.
Yeah, rock the creep look, bro. Creep in the dark.
Man. You gonna put the camera on me and everything.
Yeah, we gonna creep you in the dark, bro. Yeah, man. We know you working, bro. You got to make it work today. Yeah, man. So no, but hey, Big, I'm not Big. OC, we were just talking about Donovan, right? And I'm gonna play this clip. Tell me what this means.
And again, it's the right. So fines are real. I think you asked me about Donovan. No, he's doing great. He's doing really, really, really.
He talking about Donovan the second round.
Really great. And again,
you see that, OC?
Yeah, man.
What does that mean, bro? When that happened?
I mean, he fits to get run, and if any of y'all trip besides Michael, he gonna be the starter. That's what that means.
That's what I say too.
Exactly.
That's what I say too.
When they look at you for a couple weeks and he said he's doing really good, that means that this dude is impressive and we got a deal. And this dude probably could end up being the first rounder. Because here's the thing, man. When you have the opportunity to look at him and study his tape, and I have, man, you see a guy with a tremendous bag. And when I say bag, he has a tremendous bag of moves. He's not beating people just on the speed rush. He's not beating people just on the bull rush. He's beating people off of complex moves. He's beating people off of pro-level moves, right? I'm not going to anoint him until he does something in the regular season. But I mean, he's beating you with a stab and a rip, right? He's doing a speed and then a hard spin inside. He's doing different variations of moves off the basic moves, and he's doing them like at a real high level. On the college level, he was. So,
and that's what Big just said. Big just said the exact same thing. Same thing.
I'm not surprised, man.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
That's exciting, bro. See, and this is what's frustrating with the people.
He's gonna be a dog for Dallas.
And see, and I'm trying.
And you know what's so good about it too, boss? Not to cut you off. You know what's so good about it too?
Yeah.
You get Micah. You drafted Donovan not when Mike is 29 or 30. You drafted him when Mike is only turning 25. So you're gonna have bookends for some years. For some years. So you look at this defense. Fill up that middle, please, because the linebacking core ain't gonna be bad. I don't think that linebacker. Y'all hating on Kenneth Murray. I think he's gonna be all right in the system because Eberflus is the linebacker whisperer. Then you add Sanborn in there, who's got the instinctual things, right? Mm-hmm. You add Maris Leopold. He wasn't no joke last year. Oh my God! And if if Overshown comes back any kind of anything. It's a wrap. You get what I'm saying? Get that middle, please.
Get that
That's
middle,
what we need.
please.
Get the middle.
Yes.
Get the middle. That's all you gotta do. Get the middle.
And I get what they doing. They saying we got Denzel Jackson. We have Rodgers going into year 2, and we got Jay. None of those guys have game experience. None of those guys play 17 games in the league. None of them. So we have a chance if we get and it don't even have to be top shelf. Just get somebody that's hard to move. That ain't even asked for. That's Raekwon Davis. That's Linval Joseph. And then you let the young DTs battle it out. That's what you do. And if you don't win that competition, you go into the practice squad. Simple as that. You go into the practice squad. If you Jay, if you Denzel Jackson, or if you Rodgers, y'all fighting for your life. Period.
What I don't want them to do though, boss, like they've been doing the last few years, do not try to play that cut game with Jay Toya. Don't play that cut game with him and try to, let's cut him and get him back on the roster. Let him make the roster, please.
See,
don't cut that token.
That's underrated what you just said.
Yeah, and what you brought up, not to jump in real quick, is exactly what Schottenheimer wants to do, the spirit of competition. And it's that nobody is being given a spot. You got to come in here and battle, because we got enough talent that we can replace you. Except at the one technique, that is. But otherwise, we got enough even at the linebackers. Think about what you just said, Big. It's enough guys there that if one or two guys is playing extremely well, one guy that we thought might play outside of Murray, I would say, could be not getting as much snaps or not getting as much run. So you got to come in and compete, and when you get your opportunity in the games, man, you got to make your plays.
OC, I'm going to play this clip real quick. Get your opinion on this, because I did a show yesterday where I was talking about the positive changes in the offseason. And the most important one I said was the intelligent game that Schottenheimer is playing of making competition a centerpiece and a central theme of the team. So let me explain this real quick.
Yeah, it's just the central theme of the program is compete every day, and so we find
the central theme is compete every day, but that's also a direct contradiction to.
That's the most important thing is if you pick them, you got to use them.
That's a direct contradiction to that.
Yeah, I mean, and I mentioned this a little bit before. It's a little bit genius in the sense that he's saying that competition is central, meaning that how I want to run my program is the best players will play.
Right.
And so if a guy is not playing well, and he was drafted, let's say he was drafted high, and some other guy's playing better than him, he's going to go back and say, hey, this is what I've always said. I've said it in the press. I've said it in the public. This is a competition environment, and this guy competed and he beat the guy out.
Right.
And vice versa. So basically what he's doing is he's creating a soft landing for the disappointment and some later feedback that he's probably going to get at some point because we paid somebody or drafted somebody, but we got another guy that's better than them, and this guy should get more snaps. He's creating that cushion for himself right now, and he's doing it publicly. And that's the genius part, so that he can get up and testify, hey, I've always said the same thing. I've been very consistent, yada, 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 yada. And then he's getting the crowd on his side. So that's the smart part about what he's doing.
That's genius, bro. That's genius. That is, I'm so impressed with Shotty, bro. I'm impressed, bro. Because, see, you had to do this. You had to make the central theme competition to fight our guys' philosophy, bro. This is genius. So, and this is what he just said.
The best thing we're doing, though, is once the ball has been removed from the quarterback's hand or the runner breaks free, watch our guys run. And I'll be damned if there's many teams running as hard and as fast as we do for as long as we do.
No, that's the wrong clip. They asked him.
I still love it.
They asked him, let me see if I can find it real quick. They asked him, what's the most important thing? And he said, he's seeing these young guys compete. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me see. This might be this clip right here. Hold on.
Tommy Arch, DallasCowboys.com. What do you want to see over the next 3 days that'll have you?
Yeah, this is it. I labeled it wrong, but this is it.
Feeling some sense of comfortability going into training camp.
I want to see these guys compete.
Feeling some sense of comfortability. What do you want to see over the next 3 days that'll have you feeling some sense of comfortability going into training camp?
I want to see these guys compete. I want to see them continue to build and stack, really 3 good days. The fact that it's mandatory minicamp doesn't really change, again, the way that we practice, but I want to see, I'd say we're having an excellent offseason. From the start of phase one, when we came in here and we did all lifting and meetings, to phase two, getting on the field and working a little bit more with fundamentals than scheme.
But the most important part is he started off saying, I see them boys compete. What's your thoughts on that, baby?
Yeah.
Mute your background, don't see your car's loud.
Yep.
Go ahead, Big.
All right. So, I mean, one thing that I'm getting, I mean, I just, you know, I'm excited as far as no drinking, no Kool-Aid.
Right.
I'm just excited about this coach because you went through a Jason Garrett who was robotic as hell.
Right.
You couldn't get no real damn answers from him because he sounded like a damn robot, and people were like, what the hell? And then you went over to McCarthy. I thought McCarthy was a lot more open. You know, McCarthy talked. He talked about a lot of things. But like I said, McCarthy just felt like, you know, he was just real sensitive about some things. You said some things in the media, he gets sensitive as hell. You know what I'm saying? Rodgers felt like Schottenheimer, you know, he is, I think he's just, we don't like how the search went, right? We don't like how the search went. We don't like it. But the Cowboys probably lucked up. You did the wrong type of search, and you lucked up and probably got the right type of guy, right? You did the wrong type of search.
It got the right
You
type
end
of
up probably getting the right type of guy. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, when I hear, we talked about this, you know, boss, you know, whenever there's a changeover, a new coach, you know, like I know, you play, I play.
Yeah.
You know, when you go from one coach to the next, there's always that, oh, we love it now. This new coach, he's got this, he's got that. Every player says it when you go to a new regime, right? But when I really look at this thing with Brian Schottenheimer, when I listen to him talk, he's just very free-flowing with his information. He's very enthusiastic in every interview that he has. He's enthusiastic. He's open. He's talking. He's breaking things down to the very last compound. That's what we want as fans. And people like, we want to hear what's going on. We want to see, you know, show us from the coach's mind what's going on. And I feel like Schottenheimer, with his personality, he's bringing us closer to the team.
Yeah.
It feels like it. He's bringing us closer to the team where it's marrying us, right? He's marrying a lot of things, in my opinion. He's mending possibly some things that Cowboys fans been so frustrated with. Now, only thing you got to do now, Brian, is you got to win. Because you can say all that stuff up and down till your face is blue, but if you ain't winning, nobody gives a hell. But what I also say is, boss and OC, I feel like you don't put this kind of work in and it doesn't bring positive results. I haven't seen, when you work like this, the results don't come positively. When you cut corners, things happen. But I think when you do it the right way, positive things happen when you put in the right type of energy. You get what I'm saying? So that's why people are like, oh, I still see a 7-10 team. I don't see that. I think Dallas can at least get 9 wins. And, you know, it's going to be tough at the end of the season. But this right here, y'all, this team building, this being one accord, one mind, one thought, to me, this gets you through those big games. I said this to start, and I want to get y'all's opinion on this, boss and OC.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all play together. When you're a band of brothers, when you're a real band of brothers and you're playing for your coach and yourselves, right? Team. Don't you think those little mistakes are like the false starts, offsides, missing coverages? Don't you think those little mistakes become eliminated? Because now you don't want to make the mistake for your coach.
That's right.
I don't want to let my coach down.
Yeah.
I don't want to let my team down. We can't be making these mistakes. So more concentration, I feel, goes into it, where I feel like there was mental lapses because you had coaching that was doing certain things that wasn't being. I just felt like there was a lack of detail. And I feel like here it's not. And I feel like when everybody's close and you ride for each other, it eliminates some of those mental mistakes that we had in those big games. What are your thoughts?
Go ahead, OC. Nah.
OC froze?
Yeah, he might have came out for a second. Nah,
I love the look.
I all the way agree with you, bro. I all the way agree with you because I talked about this when I did a show Sunday. I was talking about Maxwell and leadership, right? So I studied under this dude named John Maxwell, right? I got multiple books under him, right? Developing a leader within you and all that kind of stuff, right? And I talked about the permission level. Okay, I'm glad the OC back. OC, you back?
Yes, sir, I'm back. Go ahead. I'm muting myself until I talk.
Okay. I was Big was talking about basically when you had them coaches that first established that they cared for you, it made you not want to mess up for them, right? So I brought out in John Maxwell that what Brian is doing is level 2. It's called permission, okay? So me and OC study John Maxwell heavily, right? I would recommend that if you're in any kind of leadership, study this man. He gonna have you better, right?
Yeah, you done already got me wanting to look for the damn book.
Trust me, Big, and then we'll talk about.
I believe.
I'll call you, bro.
Yeah,
and we'll talk.
For sure.
So he's at permission level. So permission level is where you're showing the players and the people under you that you care, but it also then gives you permission to get in a grill. So I said that Sunday. This is what he said today.
Mike Ducey, Fox 4. It's obvious how much you value relationships, as you mentioned. Does that have to change at all as a head coach versus being an assistant coach? Do you have to tweak the way that you deal with players, or do you just tweak that as you go along here?
No, because again, I think if you ask our players, they've had to deal with the wrath of Schotty from time to time.
In other words, I ain't soft. Y'all thinking I'm soft. I ain't soft. Say, I get on you when I have to. That's what he's saying.
They don't probably like it, but I have a job to do, and my job is to prepare these guys to compete every day to try to put ourselves in a chance to win a Super Bowl. And I think part of the ability to give criticism and have hard conversations is by having a relationship. And if I just
by getting permission. That's what he's saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By having a relationship. Now I have permission to get in your grill.
Just go in and I go in on a tangent with a guy, and he knows, hey, he doesn't know the first damn thing about me, then he's going to tune me out, and I'm never going to do that. And so I think, you earn your ability to have these hard conversations.
Permission. See what he said? You earn it.
I loved what he just said.
Me too. People think he's soft. Nah, this ain't soft.
No.
This ain't soft. This is just good leadership.
This is mental.
This
is mental.
Yes.
And to make the difficult decisions that I have to make and I'm ready to make is by getting to know these guys and knowing that I do have not only their best interest, but the best interest of this football team at heart. And that's never going to change.
I love it, man. People need to understand, boss. I didn't mean, go ahead, OC.
No, go ahead, Big. I want to hear you. Go ahead. I can wait.
All I'll just say is this, man. I want to just relate just a quick story. I run my own store. I got my own dry cleaning store, run my own store, and I can relate it to myself because I told you we Libra gang. Shotty and me, we Libra gang. And it's the same thing I really had to do with at my store. We had a couple employees. One person is a female. I didn't really talk to, but we didn't have a bad relationship, right? The second person that works under me, we hadn't really talked to them much when they came over, and I didn't know if the relationship was solid, right? So what did I have to do, boss? I had to really be active as far as talking, asking good morning, how's your day?
Right.
How's everything
right.
going? I cared about them first, boss.
Man, talk the talk,
I worried
Big.
about their life.
Woo!
I worried about what they were doing outside of work every day. I started doing the little things.
Hey, let's get it,
Just
bro.
what Shotty's doing. And then once I got that established, now when I need you to do something, there ain't gonna be no pushback. There ain't gonna be no, man, who he think he is or who is that? You know why? Because we've established a relationship. We've established honesty, trust. We've established I have your best interest. I'm not gonna play you. I got you.
We established
and I'm gonna also show you I work harder than anybody else in here. So I'm not gonna tell you anything to do that I'm not gonna do myself. So therefore, you're gonna respect me, and you're gonna always want to do the work because you see I put in the work, and I feel
Let's
like
get
that's
it,
what
bro.
Shotty is doing, and he's ushering that out. So when I hear him talk, I'm like, man, that's gonna really work because, like you said, if he goes off on somebody that he don't know, they already tuned him out. They ain't dealing with you, and they already think you a terrible person. But if you break down, you care about them outside of football. Don't talk about football. You talk about other things outside of football. This person knows he got my best interest. He actually cares about me. So you know what? I'm going to do everything in my power not to let this man down because I know he has my best interest. And you just heard him say best interest. That goes a lot. And you know, Boss and OC, y'all played the game. Y'all don't want to talk football all the time. Y'all want to talk life with your coaches. And when
That's
your
right.
coaches actually talk life and actually cared about you,
We go
didn't that make
crazy.
you want to go through the wall and go
Absolutely.
even harder?
Yep.
Because you know he actually cares about me.
Exactly.
So you guess what? I'm going to go. You got somebody. You ain't got to worry about me, coach. I'm always on your team.
I'm gonna break my arm for you, coach.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I gotta push a button for you though first.
Perfect.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man, that was great. That was great insight, man. I think that Schottenheimer, and we could talk about Maxwell like all day long, but there's like levels of leadership, right? There are 5 levels of leadership, right? And so he's trying to transcend from the positional leader to the leader that's respected, right? I won't give all the Maxwell stuff away.
I got it right here.
Get into that
because I already talked about that.
He,
I actually failed you, OC. I thought about it later. I said, man, what? I said I should have double teamed this show with the OC, man. I messed up bad. Position was 1, permission is 2, production is 3, development is 4, and 5 is personhood.
Yep. So he's transcending. He's trying to transcend up the phases. It's gonna take him a little time to get all the way up to a level 5 leader with the team.
That take a lifetime.
Yeah. Like I said, it's gonna take some time, right? He's got to be here a long time. But I'm saying he's transitioning through the phases in his early stages of his leadership really, really well.
Very
and
well.
So what's gonna happen? Yeah. What's gonna happen with him is that as soon as he wins some games, and he can justify that, hey, my method, my way, my strategy is correct, then that's going to give him the solid footing, right, to be everything that he needs to be to keep transitioning up in terms of his leadership. Also, something else that's really important, because we talk about people predicting this team and saying they're a 9-win team, they're a 10-win team. I think that this is a 10 to 12 win team. I think this is a 10 to 12 win team. And I'll tell you why. Because the foundation is competition, but the foundation below that foundation, which is like the slab you will lay in your house, is physicality. That's his mantra, physicality. And so what happens with that, boss, is this. When we were playing together, there was times I remember, you remember this, where we were hitting. Like we normally didn't hit hard, like we didn't normally hit on like Thursdays and Fridays. There was times we hit for 30 minutes on Wednesdays and roughed it up on Friday. Friday supposed to be a walkthrough, and we was roughing it up out there, roughing it up for 45 minutes and had to play the next day, like less than 24 hours. And the coach didn't give a crap because what he was doing was establishing attitude. He was establishing physicality. And I'm telling you, when you establish physicality in a 17-game season, what's going to end up happening is this. You can clock what I'm about to say. Clock this, boss. You're going to win 2 or 3 games that you're not supposed to win just because you tougher than other team. That's what's going to happen with the Cowboys. And how you gauge this is what happens in training camp. And I'm not talking about if they're 4-0. You're looking at what is the pattern and trend physically with this team and practice-wise with this team the first 4 games of the season. If that trend is positive, whether they're 2-2, 3-1, 4-0, 1-3, doesn't matter to me. I'm looking at the trend and the body of work and how this team looks that first 4 weeks. That's the foundation. So when you start getting to weeks 12 through 17, I'm telling you, you're going to end up winning 2 or 3 games that you probably really shouldn't have won because you're just a tougher team. And that's what's going to happen this year with the Cowboys.
Man, I love that analysis. That was very good analysis. Because I was trying to see how, because
to that 2 to 3 games.
I see it like that. I see it like that.
Yeah, man. Think about it.
No,
Think about it.
This is why I don't quite go with it. I'm still afraid of Jaire and them getting in the way, bro. I'm so afraid of that. I would definitely go with what you said if they let Brian cook. I would go with it. I would stand on it with you, bro. It's just that
the most rope is year one, and this is why I said what I said.
Yeah.
The most rope is year one.
Yeah, that's true.
And he don't gotta be perfect. He gotta put it like this. He don't have to be what Tesla did in the stock market last year when they just exploded, and then now they kind of tanked down, after the election and all that stuff. They exploded up for a couple years. He don't have to be Tesla. What he needs to do is just be a solid Walmart stock. He just needs to be steady, and he needs to be trending up. Just a steady trend. He don't gotta be perfect. They're not expecting perfection. They're expecting the organization and the flow of football operations and the team to be going the right way. And as long as he's able to pull that off, he's going to have the most rope he's going to have. Now, what I want him to have, this is my wish for him.
All right, bro.
Is that he has perfect rope. What?
Yeah. I got to hit you with the Nelson on that one. I'm going to let you finish, though. We going to fight.
No, we'll fight. But listen. If he establishes his way is the best way through a successful first season, I'm telling you, he's gonna get more and more rope. That's what I'm saying. That's my prediction.
This is why I hit you with that Nelson on that.
All right, tell me.
This is the Cowboys, bro.
You right.
We didn't like Mike McCarthy with 3-12 and 5s.
You right.
He can't be steady. He got to take a immediate step up now. And that ain't fair, but that's the truth. If we fall short of the NFC Championship minimum, we go turn on.
I'm talking about regular season.
I don't believe that.
That's what I meant.
I'm
talking about regular season. First of all,
talk to me, Big.
I don't believe that.
Talk life into me, Big. Talk life into me, because I need life right now.
I'm talking life in here. Yeah. No, you're a first year coach. And you're expecting NFC Championship. Stop. No. I can't do that.
The fans ain't gonna turn on him if he don't get to the NFC Championship.
I don't believe so. This is your first year, and it doesn't matter. I know he's been a coach. Assistant coach and things. I just don't believe.
So you telling me we one and done? We one and done. We out the playoffs. The fans gonna just be cool. That's what y'all saying.
It depends on how.
Jaire and them gonna be cool.
Depends on
how. One step up.
That's what I was gonna say with OC. It depends how you lost in that first. Now, if you
That's
get
fair.
obliterated
That's
like
fair.
Mike McCarthy did, now people are turning. If you get obliterated like that your first year, but if you go in there in your first year, and let's say you play a really good team and you're right there all the way to the end, and like last minute, you will get more grace. I believe that.
Okay.
The
I feel that.
The key word.
I feel a little bit better.
The key word, boss, that you got to remember is the C word, competitive.
Yeah.
How competitive are you? Because if you happen to, let's say, as an example, you happen to win 9 games, but you're competitive in 4 or 5 games that, man, could have went either way, and it came down to the last drive, that is what it is. That means, hey, man, we got to correct this, correct that.
No!
Here, no.
I'm gonna agree with that.
First year.
Y'all better realize where y'all at. Y'all in Dallas.
You right. Now, but listen though. Listen to this though, because I can say this because Mike McCarthy in them 3 playoff losses, 21, 22, and 23, right? That we was pissed off at that. That 21, I was pissed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing: in 22, we was there. You feel me? We had some injuries, but we loved the way that defense played against San Francisco and things of that nature. So the next year I was mad, but I was like, okay, though, but I felt good. Like that made me feel good going into next year because that defense played good. Like, okay, let's see. But when that last playoff game, with the way they got annihilated, I said, I'm done. Get him out of here. He got to go. That's just pathetic. You got to go because you done had a few years now where Your team is not getting up for this. That's
Right.
was a major problem with Mike McCarthy. How come your team don't always is coming out flat?
Yeah.
Always flat. That was one of our problems with Mike McCarthy. This team in big games would always come out flat.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are you talking to the players? What are you saying to them that they come out and play like this? You feel what I mean?
Yes.
So
Right.
that's a big difference, you know. And I'm telling you, I'm just going to go out on a limb. That conversation, this stuff that he's doing right now, this, like, I really feel what OC was saying was like, if you really are preaching this, this will help you in those big games. Those big games where we came out flat. When you got a coach like this, man, look, he's a baby Pete Carroll to me. Keep it real. He's a baby Pete Carroll on that enthusiasm.
I agree.
What do we love about Pete Carroll, dog?
His
Let's
energy.
keep it real.
His
You
energy.
contemplated Pete Carroll. You contemplated Pete Carroll,
Hell yeah.
boss,
He was-
because of that damn energy.
Facts. I had him over Brian.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
Brian always is talking about him. Compare when I hear about Pete Carroll, what's the first thing I hear about him going to the Raiders? You know, yeah, he's old, but he knows how to take control of that locker room. He knows how to get people to play for him. And so that age is kind of going to go out the window because of what he can do to that locker room. That's where I feel a shot is at as far as he's the young Carroll, because that enthusiasm that he has and that he's coming with every day, that shit is infectious. Excuse my language. That stuff is infectious, dog. And I'm telling you, man, your coach is enthusiastic like that on a daily basis. Y'all paid. Y'all can't tell me that don't get you up to come to practice when you don't feel like when that coach comes over, you're like, what's the matter with you? Wake your butt up and let's go. You feel me? You're like,
No.
all right, my bad, coach. You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally agree.
Real talk.
Hey, I did want
And
to.
boss, and let's real quick, let's look at history. Was the Seattle Seahawks ever in playoffs games where they wasn't extremely competitive, even when they lost?
Of course they was.
It was
always
like
in
going
them
down
things.
to the wire.
Yeah.
It was going down to the wire, bro. And it was a physical bloodbath, bro. Go back and look at some of them Seattle Seahawks games. They knocking the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
And they may end up losing some of them games, but they were it was a dog fight.
Yeah, the
Look,
game
even
we won on them was a dog fight.
It was a dog
in 2018.
Now,
right.
That was a dog fight.
Right.
So, okay, I'm gonna give you some more. Go look at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like, he got a bad rap for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He had sunshine. He helped that offense. They were a physical offense, bro. They were a physical offense. They wasn't bad. I'm saying they were missing pieces and all that, but they were physical. I'm saying they played physical. And the point is this, is that your body don't remember whether it's practice or a game. Your body just remember what you did and the habit you built. That's what your body remembers. And when you get in your system, you used to fighting for your life week in and week out in practice, and it's demanded upon you to go 2,010%. The clip you played, you say, hey, nobody ran further or harder when the ball was out of the quarterback's hand or when a running back had the ball going down the field, right? All those things is training muscle memory. It's training you to fight. That's what it's doing. And I'm telling you, that part right there, if he keeps that up, and I'm saying the first quarter of the season, it's going to pay dividends, bro. I'm telling you.
It's one spot I do feel like Shot is slipping.
Okay.
I think he takes selfies of his works, his good works. I think he needs to stop taking selfies. This is what I mean by that. So like I made this is I was driving on a late night and I came up on a guy. It was a guy that was homeless. A guy got out of his car, put some food by the homeless guy that was asleep, got in his car and drove off. Now, obviously me seeing that, I was impressed. I was like, whoever that must be a very good person, bro. Right? Now, what would mess up something like that is if he would have turned around with that food while that dude was sleeping, took a picture.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think
people that do it.
Yeah. And see, I don't think Shotty doing this on purpose. But when he talks about I'm trying to create the greatest culture and all that kind of stuff, some people look at what he's doing as it's not genuine. You know what I mean? See, the difference between Pete and him is Pete was doing it and nobody knew it until somebody said it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the difference. That's where I feel like Brian is slightly slipping, where he could be almost self-sabotaging the good works that he's doing. And I'm just being honest on just how people are. You know what I mean? Because I would give you the benefit of the doubt.
I can see where you're coming with that. I will see where you're coming with that. I definitely totally see where you're coming with that. You don't have to keep on preaching that we're going to make the greatest culture here. Just now we kind of understand where you're at. Just do it now. Don't keep talking about it no more. Just do it and let us brag on you now.
That's it.
You don't have to brag on it. Let us brag on you.
Yeah.
Let us say this is the greatest culture in the world. You don't got to keep throwing that out there to us because, like you said, it's going to look like you trying to all the focus on you and not the team. So I can see where you're coming with that.
Yeah. So you sound like you disagree with that. Okay.
I see it differently. I don't have an issue with him doing that right now because it's not time to play games. And he just got the job. He's still selling himself to his employers. We know that he got negative pushback surrounding some of the picks and the things that he wanted to do initially when he started off. He's still selling himself. He's still talking his way into positions of authority and influence. So he got to talk his way. He got to talk his way until he can play his way.
That's fair.
He can't play his way until September.
That's fair.
So I don't really have a problem with him selling it like that right now.
Yeah.
Because I think
if that's the motive, I'm with it.
Okay, so historically we know this. Sometimes our front office is, they stay a piece of work, right? They something different. But so he got to almost keep the heat on a little bit to be able to do what he needs to do to navigate right now. Also, on a personal self-interest level, I don't have a problem with him self-promoting either, because this is one of those jobs, it's boom or bust. You could do good or it could blow up on you.
I was with you until what you just said. You was doing good until just what you just said. No, you was doing good. I was with you, bro. But see, that goes back to making it about you. You know what I'm saying?
Let me finish. Yeah. And it is a little bit about him because this is his family and this is his first opportunity. And so he needs to have some success here. So, of course, he has selfish motive, whether we want to say it or not, whether he wants to say it or not. He does have selfish motive of wanting to do well and put his name on the map. That selfish motive can cause him to go harder than hard and make the team great, which is a win-win-win for everyone. So I don't care.
I don't see it as a pure win-win. I was with you up to that last thing. This is what I mean by that.
I don't care.
So this is what you were saying, and you were saying basically, you got to look after you and your family and stuff like that. My overall point was, if you talking about you, but yet you doing all these good work, saying you are trying to show that you care, it could be taken wrong. That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's
don't worry about you right now. I feel like what Big said was right. Like, we got it. Don't talk about it. Let us talk about you now, because we see you and we're gonna champion you. But stop talking about it. We got Law in the house. Law, your mic working?
What's up, Law?
Damn. Hold on, let me double check it says me. I ain't mean to fight you on this, OC. You was just doing good to the end. Then you just start fumbling.
I'm still doing good. I'm still doing good.
You start
fumbling and
still doing good. No, I'm still doing
good.
You
doing average as hell now, man. You was you start fumbling. Let me see. Let me try to fix Law.
I'm above average in every way. So listen, why you do that? And why you talking all that smooth, fresh cash money stuff you talking? Look, at the end of the day, it's like this, man.
Law, it's on you.
He still has to talk his way until he can get all the way established. And also, the thing about proclaiming his good works, that some of that stuff is just media fodder, bro. He has to play the game. It's about what his team thinks about him behind closed doors. He said the secret sauce. It's about the one-on-one conversations he's having with these guys and the one-on-one personal connections that he's making with these players. It's not about the interview stuff he says that we hear all the time. It's the back-end stuff that we don't hear. I think that's the most important thing, because also, just to keep it honest, and I'm going to be honest here, this is a job that can become volatile in a year or two if certain things don't happen. And also, we could have some interference, as you've been scared of, Boss Cowboys.
Yep.
So what you were scared of is the reality. We could have interfered. So you could have a situation where you got a really, really good, talented young dude that almost gets there, but then he has to go somewhere else to get the controls he needs to ultimately push the team over the top and be a championship coach, right? Sometimes that happens. But however, I don't really have a problem with him doing it at this stage. I think that when we get into the regular season, he got to be quiet and play ball. But right now, up until training camp, I don't have a problem with it.
I'm gonna say right now though, boss and law. I don't feel like Shot is gonna run you over, guy. You know, like I don't see it. Like you said, the Joneses, we know they interfere, right? We know they interfere and they meddle, but I really feel like Shot is gonna give them a lot of pushback. I don't feel like if they tell him one thing, he just be like, okay. I don't see that. I don't see that at all. He's already talking about real conversations. We having real hard talks already. You already talked about how he had been having hard talks with the Joneses. You get what I'm saying, boss?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they may interfere, but I feel like they've given him control because we got to look at this too, boss. Everybody was dogging that pick. Everybody was dogging the Shotty pick.
Oh, they was.
In all the football circles.
Yeah.
Right? So my thing is, why would you meddle like that if this is your handpicked guy and they already think he gonna fail? If anything, I'm gonna give you the keys so when you do good, we can see, yeah, see, I told you he was good. I told you he was good. So I think he's got a little bit more authority than we think because guess what? He's been with the program since 22, y'all. It ain't like he came in last year. He been with the team for 3 years. So there is I feel like some control right there because guess what? As soon as they let McCarthy go, who'd they go with? I'm just saying.
Right. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Loud Sound.
I don't know.
So Loud, it's gonna be one of them drop downs in there, man. You gonna have to hook it up to your board. You got to hook it up to your board. So while Loud doing that, this our last clip, and then we go get out of here.
Of the many statistics out there now, is there one that you look at that will indicate to you during the season that Dak is being successful right now? He's doing what you want him to do in your system.
Yeah, wins.
Cash money.
Come on,
Cash
man.
money.
Now that is that. Come on, you feel me? Come on, dog. Why
I can see. I can take it so many ways. You know, it depends on, I guess, your heart disposition. Like it depends on. So, like, I think it's a good answer, and I also think it's a bad answer. This is why I think it's a good answer, because I think it's a good answer because that's basically like Brian saying that's.
I want to hear the bad answer.
Okay, I'll tell you the bad answer.
I don't want to hear the bad.
The reason why I don't like it because it's already too much blame put on one position all the time anyway. Cause see, the way that we are built now, we are built in that's vastly not good for Dak. This is what I mean. We got running backs that we don't really believe in, right? We questioning the one tech. Those two formulas is almost pushing us to have to depend on Dak. Like instead of depending on a team, it's almost like we depended on Dak play because we gave Dak Pickens.
It always goes to the quarterback, boss. And
I don't think so.
That.
I don't think so. Because like for instance, when Garoppolo was playing with San Fran and they got to the Super Bowl, that was not on Garoppolo. Hurts Super Bowl this year
they
was
already
not on
knew.
Hurts.
But did you think? But wasn't nobody out there? Maybe for a short time, was nobody out there thinking Jimmy Garoppolo was the man? Mm-mm. Everybody knew that everything you have around you is the reason why you're winning. Here in Dallas, let's be honest, boss. That thing, he's 32 years old. It is about wins now. It ain't about nothing else. It ain't about nothing else with that. It's about wins, dog.
That's how it's gonna be viewed. I don't think that's right though.
I think
it is.
It
might not be right, but this is your team.
But that's how it is. Yeah, I'm with you on that. It might not be right, but that's how it is.
I think it's a brilliant answer. It's a brilliant answer. And I'm
Man,
gonna
OC,
tell you
you
why.
just been opposite today. You just fight me for nothing. You just don't like me today,
No,
bro.
OC on my team today, y'all.
Listen,
That's what I'm talking about, OC.
listen,
That's what I'm talking about, dog. Let's
listen.
go.
Now I just think you being contrary now, dog.
No, listen. Look, I'm like the angel that came down, bro. I'm not for you. I'm not for them. I'm for the truth. And so what I saw is this. I saw him looking side-eye at that reporter. Did you notice his facial expression changed? Like, it was a setup question. It was like, you're digging for dirt on Dak? Like, okay, so what would you say, what would make Dak successful? How would you gauge him? And then Shotty was like, he looked like that. Look at his facial expression. So he was like,
Of the many statistics out there now, is there one that you look at that will indicate to you during the season that Dak is being successful right now? He's doing what you want him to do in your system.
Yeah, wins.
And then he turned away. Then he turns away. Like, to me, he was looking like, come on, bro, you digging for dirt on my starting quarterback. You trying to look for me you trying to set me up to say something? Like, he has to do this, this, and this. Like I'm really going to say that? Yo, I'm looking for wins, bro. That's it. Next question. Looks away. Next question.
I can see that. I can see that being the spirit of what he was trying to do. I could definitely see that being the spirit of what he was trying to do.
That's what I think he was doing.
I think that's what, yeah, I can see that. The only thing is, the reason why I didn't like the answer, because I just hate it when everything is put on one person, bro. I hate that. It's a team sport. And I just wish that we would get our doctrine right. But it's also true to what Big say. You can want what you want, but it's how it is. You know what I mean? You can want what you want. You can wish the world was a place of peace, but it's a place of evil and peace. You know what I mean? So
that ain't, and I feel with both of y'all, especially what you saying, boss, but ain't nobody looking at that no more now. I mean, they're just not. He's been in the game too long. Like, maybe if it was 1 year, 2, 3, then they're gonna say, okay, this is. But now, dog, you've been with the organization since 2016, and I'm not nothing. But that's what people are looking at now. Nobody gives a hell. Just like if you're that were getting there and losing. Ain't nobody care that you went to the finals or whatever that many times. Sucker, you better win it. I don't care if you got there. You need to win now. And that's the pressure. We hate it, but that is it now. You've been in you've been with the Cowboys this long. It ain't just on Dak. I know it's a team game, team sport, all that, boss. But at this point right now, when he said, you know, what's going to really show you? Yeah, wins. That's how we going to know what we really doing. But to OC's point, I feel he said, man, shut up. I'm going to go to the next question. But it is about wins. It's about wins and losses in this league. That's what it's about. It ain't about nothing else.
Yeah. So the good news is we just heard Law make a sound. The bad news is that the graphics look like it was a little bit ticky. That could be on me. Let me try to. I got a lot of videos loaded up in this. It likely ain't me. So I'm gonna go ahead and give our final words, bro. I hate that we doing that with Law coming in, but Law came in too late. Damn it. So I'll kick it off. So one of the things I say, man, is looking at the mandatory mini camp, right? The main thing I say is this, man, is the Dallas Cowboys, to me, you got a chance to still be aggressive. I think you're starting to lose your aggression. I hope that Big is right on everything that he said. He said that he can see you still making a move for DT. That's what Big said. Kind of letting the dust settle. You know, it's early June. It's teams that's going to make some cuts and count. We'll see. But I'm starting not to like your aggression right now, Dallas. Just being honest. I felt like you made some good moves. I felt like you went out there and got Pickens. But I'm not seeing this promise that you made.
Certainly comes into an account. And, you know, at the end of the day, we're looking for some credit for that. And the main reason for it is we're going to spend to the cap.
You said you go spend to the cap. You said you go spend to the cap.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right.
And you video, man. I don't know what happened, bro.
Man, shoot, I had to get rid of all of the stuff on my end, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had. You had too many of them things in there, bro.
I'm just messing with you.
Had too many of them screenshots. Them get back to your screenshots.
No,
I gotta get back to that.
I'm just messing with y'all, man. But good to see y'all, man. I know it's been a minute, man.
Yeah.
And shout out to you, Big Game James, the OC, and as well as Boss Cowboys Sports, man. I guess what Big was saying is all about wins, man.
Yeah.
And losses. So
Yeah,
man, we can.
And that was with Dak.
Oh, it's with Dak. I thought you were talking about the culture and the coach.
Hold on real quick.
All of what he's doing.
Law, since you came in, we're going to let you finish off with this one.
Of the many statistics out there now, is there one that you look at that will indicate to you during the season that Dak is being successful right now? He's doing what you want him to do in your system.
Yeah, wins.
Is that right?
I mean, that's the underlying measure of it all, you know. Whenever your head coach back up your quarterback, that's everything. I remember the damn coach over there, the Eagles, he backed up Jalen Hurts. He said, the man wins game. It doesn't matter if he runs the ball for 100 yards. It doesn't matter if he throws for 100 yards. He wins the game, and he's on a team that's winning. And having that endorsement from the guy that's above, it will sprinkle down to below. So I think that if Schotty continued to uplift Dak Prescott and say, hey, it begins with wins, I think that everything will work its way out.
Okay, is it okay if I rapid fire Law real quick just to make sure we get him in? I want to make sure we get him in on some of these topics real quick. Law, what's your thought on this?
You know, it's the business side of it. It's mandatory minicamp, right? So fines are real. I think you asked me about Donovan. No, he's doing great. He's doing really great.
There's a lot of really.
And again, you know, it's the business side of it's going to get done, but you can't watch the guy and not get excited just watching him do the things that we're doing out there on the grass, the things that we saw coming out of Boston College, and then the work ethic is elite.
Elite. Rapid fire.
That's a lot.
What's your thoughts on
a lot of Kool-Aid?
Yeah, for Donovan.
There's a lot of sugar in that one. You know,
catch yourself quick, Law. Catch yourself to your thoughts.
Well, what happened here is that with the Kool-Aid report is that he may be really good and bendable, but we need to see it in the real game. Yeah, and elite is not a word that we can just throw around. I think that that's something that we have to wait and have pad days before we say any of these things or tangible football games. But I think in what he's saying is that by him at least showing up is different from the different approach that Shamar Stewart is doing, right? He's not doing any of that because he's not signed. So is Donovan Ezeraku. He's not signed. So by him showing up, I think that that's Schotty way of just protecting the player.
All right, so this is the last one and then final words.
I remember the wrath of Marty. What does the wrath of Schotty look like?
Ooh. Maybe a few more F-bombs. And my dad did swear, and I'm working on it. I am trying to work on it. But sometimes my tongue gets a little loose.
Yeah. I love every bit of it, you know. Making the necessary adjustments. You know, when we was on this other show and we was talking about Jason Garrett, you know, he says, we do what we do best. Whether we playing football here or on the moon, we going to do what we do best. And what they did best, they didn't make the necessary adjustments, right? It was game to game. Like, come on, can you make any in-game adjustments? Now, on the flip side, we got my guy, Mike McCarthy, that they did what he thought was best, but he never ran the ball. So it was quarters defense, and they kept throwing it into the teeth of it, not with a precise plan of running the ball in quarters defense or when you see in multiple too high safeties. What I'm picking up with him, with Schotty, is that he's going to be doing what they do best with concept and scheme of running the ball when it's time, and they're going to do what's work. I think that they were saying somewhere with Clayton Adams and beyond is that they're going to do it until they stop it, right? So meaning that we're going to have a better approach to it. And on top of that, if you heard what I believe what the guy named that played for the not Green Bay Packers, but Allen that played with Pickens in Pittsburgh. He said, man, I was getting so many too high safety looks that Pittsburgh had no choice but to run the ball. Well, now we got that situation in our back pocket.
That's right.
We'll be able to run the ball now.
That's right. Love it. So
yeah.
Man, glad to see you, Law. Been a couple of weeks.
I appreciate it.
Them weeks was long though, bro. We needed you, bro. We needed you, man.
Longer than Jay Leno's chin. Every time I was like, hey, they keep moving it to this same date, but I think they got one more time that they're gonna move it to this date, and then we back free on Tuesdays, man. I appreciate you, man, for being flexible with me, man.
Of course.
I apologize I'm not able to.
Oh yeah.
To be in the mix with y'all fellas, man.
And I'm letting y'all know. I'll talk to you behind the scenes, Law. I call.
Okay.
For some stuff we got coming. So let's go ahead and get my final words, and I'm gonna finish out mine. Dallas, I want you to go ahead and keep your promise. I think Big had a great idea with Stephon Gilmore. I think it's a great idea. Even though we made it clear that corner probably okay, I'm not mad at that idea. What I really feel like we need is rotational veteran at one tech to assist Mozzie. I don't think it's wise to trust these young guys.
Right.
And I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow in depth. But that's my final words. Is I really want you to keep your promise. And I felt like you missed the opportunity with Chubb. Dallas, I think you missed that opportunity. Somebody that's $1 million cap hit. What we doing? So
what we doing here? Yeah.
Like what we doing? Especially somebody that fit Brian's physicality vision. I don't get it. Right. Dallas, let's get back aggressive, man. You're starting to look kind of soft.
I'll go next, boss. Hey, man, so look, at the end of the day, man, the Cowboys are still in the driver's seat in terms of this offseason. The foundation has been poor, but the cement is not dry. And so Marty Schottenheimer still has to, Brian Schottenheimer, excuse me, he still has to get the team going in terms of the work ethic, in terms of what they need to do, in terms of execution of the offense and of the defense. And we won't see the maturation of that until we get into training camp. But they off to a good start. They had a good draft. Yes, we can use some help at DT, but otherwise, the team overall looks very, very competitive. Yes, we can pick up another physical running back. I still think they actually got a little time on that. I wouldn't be as concerned about that until we get into training camp. But right now, we got a little bit of a dead period where a few things could happen. So it's a wait-and-see situation. But as far as I'm concerned, hey, they're off to a good start, and they're headed the right direction so far. So that's my final word.
Good. Yeah, appreciate you, OC. Hey, OC, good job out there with them athletes too, man. Been hearing a lot of good things about you, bro. OC doing some great things out there, man. He even working. He ain't gonna tell you, but he working with even some Dallas Cowboy players.
He's doing the Lord's work.
Come on with
for real. So good job, OC, man, and hey, help us get that championship, man. Get them boys ready.
I'm doing my best, bro. Appreciate you.
Well, my final word is this. Number one, I'm bouncing off Boss. Yeah, stay true to your word, Stephen Jones, and get Mozzie some help, because I still don't believe in him. Yep, I said it. I still don't believe him. So I get some defensive tackle help, because we need to see Mozzie step up. But as far as the running back thing, I'm gonna be with OC. I feel with Boss. I feel what you're saying, dog. But I need to see these other guys first before we jumping off the ledge saying let's go get somebody. I think our running back room is going to be better than a lot of people think. People talking about last year, that running back room was atrocious. You get what I'm saying? But I don't see that this year, and I think it's going to surprise some people. And come back to me on that. I think it's going to surprise. But
that's real.
We're heading into training camp. I really don't have too much to say. It's just, I love what I hear, but you know what? As much as I love Shotty and the Libra game, that talking don't matter if we don't win games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can love Shotty all I want to, but if you ain't winning, it don't matter, right? But I do believe, like I said, when you put in this type of work, when you're going this hard and it's pure and it's honest, those wins come.
Yeah.
I just really believe that. When you really put in the work and it's honest and it's not the fakey stuff, I believe it's going to carry this team. And I think this is what the team has needed for a very long time. They've needed something to carry them in these games. And we like, okay, this is a big game. We kind of need this, and we don't need them goofy mistakes. I feel like when you're establishing this type of stuff right now, this type of culture, this type of love, this type of bond, this type of friendship, this type of talking, this type of open doors. And yeah, it's gonna be some open door. We're gonna talk, we're gonna conversate, but guess what? We still gonna work hard. And guess what? Things are gonna happen if you slip up. And I just feel like this is the type of thing that the Cowboys really needed. And I feel like when we're coming into these games, especially that gauntlet at the end of the year, I feel like those are the type of things, like I said, you don't have the offside, you don't have the false starts when it's a 3rd and 2 and you false start. Now it's 3rd and 7. We've seen so many times, or there's a guy who misses assignment and the guy gets a deep pass, and I just feel like when you're not together as a team, those things happen. When you're not a band of brothers, you don't play for each other, and then the finger pointing, which was going on last year, those things happen. But when you, as a coach, establish that open line of communication and show the real care and love, and I'm not saying McCarthy did it, but I feel like Schottenheimer is doing it in a different way because of the communication. Communication is key because every time I hear these players or these coaches or this organization, I keep on hearing communication. So obviously that's something that's been lacking in that building, and it's finally being shown. And I feel like communication, along with real love, is going to show this team some things that we haven't seen in a long time. And I'm interested to see when it's going to come into with these big teams because I feel like this might be a year where we might surprise some people in those big games where we're like, damn, they won that. Look at that coaching move. Look at this coaching, because so many times we don't hear about coaching. Dallas had great coaching move. Look at this great coaching move in the 3rd quarter. Look at this great play call, or look how he didn't mess. We've been lacking that. I think with this preciseness, we're going to hear about great coaching from the least expected source. I just
trust your gut, bro. You got a good gut. I see. This is gut talk.
Yeah. Yes, this is coming from my belly because I'm telling you what, Schottenheimer is ready to prove a lot of people wrong. If you think that he, for 1 second, is not thinking about that every day, that when they hired him, they said that's a wrong move, that's a terrible hire. He's been here this long, he ain't had a whole head coaching job. I guarantee you, Schottenheimer heard all that, and he says, "I'm going to prove you mother suckers wrong. Watch."
Love it.
That's my final word.
Make sure y'all hit that like, man. Y'all burning us on them likes.
Man, come on, hit that like button, share this content, man. And I'm going to piggyback off of Big Game James, man. It's something about when brotherhood, you fight a little extra. I won't be weary if I call Big Game James and say, hey, man, I need your help with something, to clean up some stuff, man. I'm quite sure Big Game James would do it off of the simple strength that we know each other.
That's
Same
right.
way with you, boss, and
That's
as
right.
well as the OC. So I think that's what Shotty is establishing, man, by these guys being everywhere at the same place and also holding these guys accountable, knowing the dog name and these sorts. So I think that this team is, as relates to the energy heading into training camp, is different. Perfect attendance. I like all of that, but it goes back to everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. The result is the fact that we need to win. All of this is cute. All of this Kool-Aid, give me the sucrose, give me the sugar, give me all of the stuff that you can put in. Agave, give me some agave for mine. Put all of that in this Kool-Aid, but make sure that when it's time to fight, that it's time to fight. The whole ideology of Izzy getting mad today on Twitter because of Tommy Yaris reported that they couldn't stop Pickens. I like that. I remember, on my final word, I remember it was 2015. First day of practice, Cam Newton, Josh Normal, that's what my guy Big Game James called him. They had got into a fight because he threw a pick six. And I said, man, that team about to do something this year. I love the traction between offense and defense, and I can't wait to see what this is going to look like when we head out to Oxnard, because now we get a full sample size of wide receiver versus DBs, and that is going to elevate the room, and that's what I'm looking for. And Shotty is going to go back to that competition. That's everything. And if these guys can continue to compete with each other and against each other, I think that we'll be ready for week 1. Hey, boss.
Yo.
Big Game James and the OC, if you go pull up PFF and you look up their depth chart, them rascals got Ringo out there as the starting DB. A lot of people are not bringing this up, but they are leaning on Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean to have a backup second year like they did for the first year. Sophomore slumps are real things, but it's going to be a real eye-opener when you seeing Pickens and Lamb and whoever it may be. And if you even got a Ringo, we got a Mingo. And that's going to equal a bingo right when it's time for us to score a touchdown, because I know Ringo. I know y'all have looked up Keely Ringo's tape. So, hey, I'm okay with week 1. We just got to get to it.
That's what's up, man. Hey,
Yo.
I'm going to call you live. We got to talk.
No doubt, bro. Let's get it.
Let's get it. I'm going to call you too, Big.
All right, it's on.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to run it up. Kind of check or something. I've been really in the field, let up. Yeah. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Half a ticket to a meal. Lately I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check the song. Lately I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up. Yeah. Count it up. Lately I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play.
Charge it to the game.
I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Revan now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately I just wanna run it up.